This is Class Online School. Here we discuss sex education with our audience, um, business tips sometimes, and counseling section about issues arising in our environment. But today, let's look at our sex education section. When is the appropriate time to start discussing puberty signs with your girls? You don't need to wait until they have entered puberty. You need to start discussing this issue with them before they enter puberty. The earlier you start, the more relaxed the discussion is going to go. Don't wait until they're into puberty and you look at the discussion as very awkward. When you start early, they will understand what they are going through as they enter puberty. So, as a caregiver, as a parent, or even as a teacher handling sex education, in some school start before they enter puberty. There are some topics you will start teaching them when they are into puberty. We'll talk about that in other subsequent edition. But today we are going to look at what are the signs of puberty in girls. Remember I said start early as a parent so that before they enter puberty, they understand the signs of puberty. So for your girls, how do you discuss puberty? Let them know as they are growing before they enter puberty that puberty have some signs that goes with it. Things that will happen in their body, changes that will occur in their body. And you then mention some of these changes and the implication of these changes. Like one, budding of the breast. That at puberty, the breast will bud even if it's still flat, if you touch it, it has hardened. Now, if you look at the nipple, it has this more darker black spots around it. Know that the child is already balding, even if the signs are not very visible. Know that inwardly, which is the first stage or the first standard stage of development, the hormones are working at the background to tell you that I am preparing to show you or transit you into another stage of your life, that you are no longer that infant that you are as a child. Now, the next one is they are going to start experiencing acne, acne in the face, in the chest, at the back. Let them know that that's a sign that you are preparing for puberty or you are going to enter puberty or you've entered puberty. Remember, we are talking about discussion to have with them before the puberty starts. So you let them know that at puberty, you are going to have more acne on the face, at the chest, and at your back. Now tell them they are going to sweat more, sweat a whole lot. So at this instant, you as a parent or as a caregiver, know that you are going to get good deodorant for them and you're going to teach them personal hygiene. On this channel, on sex education, we are going to talk about good personal hygiene you can teach to your girl children as they enter puberty. Come along, we'll talk about that in our next episode. Now you talk about more fat around the hips and other body parts. They are going to have more weight because they've grown more fat in some body parts. Then their height is going to increase. So also it is for boys. They are going to have more height. In the first 2 years of a girl's development, they seems to grow faster than the boys. So you're going to see increment in height. And they're going to look more attractive at this instant because the body is taking shape. They are having that womanly body taking shape. So you let them know all of this, that is what will happen to them. And then the breasts will develop more. That after the boarding, which is the first stage, the eternal stage, the breast will increase in size. It will come out, increase in size until it gets to the adult shape, sometimes around 16, for some more. It will take the adult shape size of breast. Then let them know that they are going to grow hairs in different part of their bodies, the pubic hair and the armpit. They're going to have hair and other places too. So you let them know that it is normal. It's going to be sign of puberty that they are experiencing. Then let them know that there is going to be an onset, the setting in of the menstrual cycle. Once the menstrual cycle sets in, for the first 2 years, it might be regular or irregular for some children. It all depends on the individual. Some persons have a very regular period from the day one they start. Some people have a scanty one. It comes irregularly. Some comes once in 2 months, once in 3 months, once in 6 months. Some children experience very light menstrual cycle at the onset. Some experience very heavy um, flow at the onset. But if it becomes too heavy, you need to consult your doctor to know what is wrong with the child. And it is the doctor that will certify whether the child is okay or something is wrong in them. And so, as a parent, make sure that you are prepared for these children before they enter the puberty age. If you start the discussion on a plain ground, it will no longer look like an awkward discussion. Now, when you start early, it will prepare them better for puberty and they will be well informed. Remember, we always tell you the home should be the first teacher of a child when it comes to sex education so that they will learn the appropriate way. They shouldn't go out there in the world and learn from those who do not have their best interests at heart or learn the awkward way or learn the bad way. Make sure that you prepare them before they set out to go into teenage age. So start very early. Some children start very early. At the age of 7, they have started for some girls. At the age of 8, some have started. So that implies that before they turn 7 or 8, you must have gotten to this topic of puberty, signs they will experience. Our last episode, we look at the signs that happens as a teenager for a boy. So both for boys and girls, they have different features, even if they share similarities like in height, in acne, in hair over the body, they share similar, but make sure that you teach them before they turn to this age. And make sex education discussion not to look awkward. When you start early, it becomes like a normal discussion in your home. If you start late, they have known so many things, and you feel that um, you feel awkward to discuss it with them. So make it a routine to teach them at the appropriate age. Remember, we said on this channel that there is adequate age to dish out some information. So when you're setting them out for puberty, these are the signs you can discuss with them. So when you ask, what should I discuss with my teenagers about sex education? First of all, tell them what they will experience. At the age of 5 and 6, start preparing them. These are the signs you will see by the time you get to 7 or 8. When you see these signs, don't panic. It's part of changes. That's how the body system is meant to grow. That will put them at a relaxed mood when they start seeing the changes. Some of them will come and say, Mommy, I start seeing this, Daddy, I start seeing this. This is happening in my body. Okay. So when you put them on that plain ground, they'll feel relaxed to uh, transit into that state. So that is it. How do you start teaching them sex education when it comes to puberty? We have discussed that. When should you start? Start earlier before they enter puberty. Thank you for joining me on Class Online today. We run the Nigerian curriculum from JSS 1 to SS 3. We have a sex education section, which is one of these one. We have a counseling section that we discuss issue arising that is affecting our family, our school children, our young ones, and how we can develop that to you. And then we have business tip sometimes. Thank you for joining me here on Class Online School. I'll see you in our next topic when we talk about body hygiene for your teenagers. How do you teach them body hygiene?